What's going on, everyone? I finally got my hands on the new Aqara G4 doorbell. So in this video, I'll share my first look at it and share my first impressions. In the Apple Home ecosystem, this is sort of monumental. There's only a handful of other manufacturers that give us that native HomeKit support with their smart doorbells, like the Logitech and Wemo. And I've been using the Wemo for a while now, and what really sets this one apart is the fact that it can be powered through 6 AA batteries, and it eliminates the need to have a previously existing hardwired doorbell. And of course, there are plenty of other battery-powered smart doorbells on the market, but this marks the first one that allows us access to HomeKit secure video and iCloud storage. A quick unboxing shows that you'll get the actual doorbell itself, the chime, which is also the repeater, a screwdriver, a USB-A to USB-C cable, the user manual, and all mounting accessories such as the bracket and screws. Now, when I initially seen the announcement of the G4, I wasn't too impressed with the looks of this doorbell. It seemed like it was going to be big and bulky, but now that I've got my hands on it, it's not as bad as I first thought. And it's actually sort of grown on me. And it comes in at 5.5 inches tall and just over an inch thick. Some of the other specs that it boasts are a 1080p quality camera with a 162-degree wide-angle lens, a 95 decibel chime that also acts as the repeater for Wi-Fi connectivity. It can also be used with a micro SD card up to 512 gigabytes, free cloud storage up to 7 days through Aqara, and up to 10 days storage through iCloud if you currently have an iCloud plan. It is important to note that this does not come with the micro SD card. That will have to be purchased separately. This doorbell does give you all those creature comforts that we've all come to know and love with Apple Home, like HomeKit secure video and facial recognition. But it also introduces a few new features in the Aqara app that we haven't seen before, like giving you a few options that let you change your voice when talking through the camera. It also gives you a loitering and tampering alarm. And it allows you to have 24/7 recording if it's hardwired with an SD card. But it also lets you choose a custom ringtone for the chime box, and by far the coolest in my opinion, it lets you choose custom automations to run on other Aqara devices based off whose face is recognized. Now, what personally got me excited about the announcement of this doorbell was the opportunity to pair it with some of the other Aqara products that I currently feature in my smart home, such as their home hubs and contact and motion sensors. If you've ever used any Aqara smart home products before, you'll know that what makes them so popular is number 1, their reliability, and number 2, they always beat the competitor's price. And from a price point, that's exactly what we see from the G4 doorbell, with it coming in at a retail price of $120 at launch, which is $80 cheaper than the next cheapest Apple Home doorbell at $200. And with that being said, let's take a closer look at the product itself. Once you get the chime plugged in, our HomeKit code can be found on the bottom of the chime box, where you'll scan it through the Aqara app. Then the Apple Home app will take you through all the normal steps to set it up, like choosing your room, your recording settings for home and away, and allow you to choose the chime to also be played through your HomePods. All in, I think this took me about 15 to 20 minutes to set up, from removing my Wemo doorbell to mounting this one and getting it set up in the app. If drilling holes or using screws is out of the question for you, you'll be happy to know that both the doorbell and chime do have an adhesive backing attached to them. I'm just not sure how long they'll hold up over time. And first looks of it mounted on the outside of the house aren't that bad. I'm actually kind of liking the way it turned out. I still do wish that it was a little smaller than what it is, but I think I'll be able to get past that. By far, one of the biggest selling points the G4 has going for it is the option for combining DC and battery power. What that means is if I have batteries installed and it hooked up to the positive and negative cables, that it will run on the electricity provided by my house. But if I were to ever lose power, the batteries will kick in and continue to power it. Now, of course, it'll lose connection to the internet, so I wouldn't be able to stream footage or review the items in the cloud, but it'll still record locally if you installed an SD card. With the 162-degree wide-angle camera, this does make this the first doorbell to give us horizontal film and HomeKit, which for me is a huge plus, but I guess that just comes down to personal preference. Now, if someone is standing real close to the door or is really tall, it does bring in the chance that their head might get cut off. And if I receive a package and it's right up against the door on the ground, you might not be able to see it too well. But I do get a better view of the whole neighborhood, and I don't have that distorted fisheye lens angle that the Wemo had. Also, it does seem like there's something fishy going on with the color in the video, and I'm not sure if that's a limitation of the camera or something that can be adjusted in the future with an update. It just seems a little bit too dark. And again, it's not that huge of a deal, but something to be aware of. And the speaker did seem like it was a little crackly at times when talking through it, but it was pretty consistent and seemed like it was better than the one the Wemo had. Now, I know a big issue with Apple Home doorbells in the past was the inconsistency with them going offline all the time. Now, that was due to direct sunlight, overheating, or extreme cold temperatures. And that was definitely the case with my previous doorbell, which is one of the reasons I was really excited to get the G4 and try it out. Now, obviously, with this being a first impressions video, I wouldn't be able to speak on it because I haven't used it for too long and I don't want to give you false information. But I'll make sure to do an update once I get a better understanding if it's going to have that same issue or not. And I'll update you guys through a short or dedicated video going in depth on all the native manufacturer's features. So with that being said, if you're not already subscribed, please take the time to do so now, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.